It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Belgium. It's a Belgian craft brewery, and this is Black Sea, or Sea Black, from Brasserie Sea. And this is their craft Belgian Stout in a 330 milliliter bottle. It's a dark brown bottle with black liquid. You can see there in the bottle. You've got the sea on the bottle cap, and you've got a Black Panther look. On the label. Probably the last thing you would see if it got that close to you with its teeth out when it's about to maul you. You know, that's the last thing you're seeing before you go on to the next world. It's 8% ABV. It's 55 IBUs, and it's got an EBC of 120. That's colour. That's what the beer is, kind of like the scale of colour of the beer. The malt is Pilsner, barley flakes, special B, coffee, chocolate, which is roasted, and roasted flavour. Chinook and Styrian Goldings are in the hops used in the beer. Without further ado then, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. A little bit of smoke on the bottle opening. Beer in the glass. Look at this. Look at this, doesn't it look absolutely magnificent? 1 to 2 finger tan coloured head. Jet black beer in the glass. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Look at that carbonation chasing the head of the glass. Look at the way that head is staying there. It's not going anywhere. It's a pillowy tan coloured head. Really, really good looking beer. There's no sediment in the bottom of the glass here. I'm going to give a big shout out to our channel sponsors for this video, beersofeurope.co.uk. Beers of Europe, the largest online beer store in the UK, with a fabulous range of beers from all over the world. If you've travelled, if you've worked away, if you've been on holiday, and you found that fantastic beer that you want to try in the UK, then the best place to find that beer is beersofeurope.co.uk. They're the largest online beer store in the UK. The link is in the description box of the video. Without further ado then, let's get the aroma on this beer. This is more like it. I've reviewed a combination of a British stout, which I thought was Belgian. Big blooper video coming up. You might have already seen it. And a couple of Belgian stouts, which I found to be a bit like, a bit kind of like, if the Belgians were going to be kind of weak or anything in terms of their beers, it was going to be a stout. The stouts from Belgium so far that I've tried have been okay. They've not been magnificent, but being that this is a Belgian craft brewer, then this is kind of more like it. This is what I'm expecting. From an Imperial Stout at 8% ABV, it's roasty, it's toasty, it's a little chocolatey, it's a little kind of fruit-like. Yeah, it smells really good. Roasty, toasty, roasted malts, chocolate, coffee, caramel. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Yeah. Brewed in Liège. Just reading the back of the bottle here. Brewed in Liège in Belgium. There's a old famous Belgian football team called Standard Liège. I remember watching them back in the 90s on the television. Now that is really, really good. Took a couple of sips to kind of bring my palate into kind of tune with this beer. But the mouthfeel is fantastic. It's creamy, it's rich. Stone the Crows, by the way. Stone the Crows, what a beer. Good creamy mouthfeel. A little bit of sweetness to begin with from that kind of, the little bit of sweet malt that's in the beer. It then transfers over the hops that they've used in the beer. It does say that the hops are Chinook and Styrian Goldings. The hops combined with the roasted malt in the beer just offers up a fantastic level of bitterness on the back end of the beer. It is really, really good. And that combination of a little bit of sweetness, quite a lot of bitterness, but a big, rich, bold, creamy mouthfeel on the beer. It's just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Really, really good beer. And if you are watching this from Belgium, or if you're watching this in the UK and you want to try a Belgian Stout, then go and find this and try it. Because I think so far, out of a lot of the Belgian Stouts that I've tried, this is the best example of a Belgian Russian Imperial Stout, or what a Russian Imperial Stout should be like. Look at that beer as I roll it around in the glass. Have a look at the carbonation chasing the head of the glass. Look at that kind of tan coloured head. Looks absolutely fantastic. It's like a slow motion of the kind of the glug of the beer floating around in the glass and the carbonation chasing it. You can almost see the mouthfeel in that beer as I swirl it round. It smells great too. When you drank some of the beer and you're able to roll it around like this, you get your nose in and toasty, roasty, chocolate, coffee, caramel. It smells absolutely fantastic. A little bit of plum, fig, prune, because once the hops have been kind of mixed in with that roasted malt, it doesn't offer flavours of grapefruit and orange peel anymore from that Chinook hop. It offers flavours of a darker fruit because it's mixed in with that darker malt. So you're talking plums and figs and prunes. A spicy pepperiness as well. Look at that lacing. Look at that lacing up the glass when I took a sip. Absolutely wonderful. A great Imperial Stout from Belgium. Ingredients are water, barley malt, sugar. I think when you look at Belgian beers as a whole, it's not overly surprising that they use sugar in their beer. A lot of them do. When you talk about that kind of Belgian candied sugar like flavour you get from Belgian doubles and Belgian triples, Belgian quads, there's no surprise. They do brew with sugar, the Belgians. Hops and yeast. Brasserie Liège. What do they say about this beer? Strong and smooth at the same time. Black Sea offers roasted aromas of coffee and cocoa while revealing a balanced bitterness brought by North American hops. Pardon me. Yeah, I'm kind of ready to rate this. I mean, just look at it. Just look at the quality on that beer. Just look at that. It's just quite brilliant, isn't it? Quite brilliant. Look at the beers, I rocket back and forth. Look at that apps, it's so much quality there. Made a bit of a blooper in my previous video of calling an English Imperial Stout, a Belgian Imperial Stout. So I've had to recover a bit. If you watch the start of this video, I'm a bit kind of like a little hesitant, a little kind of like on the back foot, a little bit like, oh, I made a massive mistake. But all's forgiven with the previous review. Well, it's called Talon Imperial Stout. If you want to see me make probably the biggest blunder on this channel ever, then watch the Talon Imperial Stout. All the way through the video, I'm like, this beer's from Belgium. No, it's from the blooming UK. Anyway, rating for this one. Looks good, smells fantastic, tastes absolutely wonderful. Probably the best stout I've ever drank from Belgium. Quite simply, the best stout I've ever drank from Belgium. It's just really, really good. Balance between sweetness and bitterness. Great mouthfeel, great bitterness, great roasted malt flavour, great kind of hop flavour, the plum, the fig, the prune. Absolutely fantastic, spicy pepperiness coming through. It's a real kind of sit next to the fireplace, enjoy the beer, contemplate the whole world, if you like. It's a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. So 9 out of 10 from Real Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.